Hello dear students, I am Dr. Sanjay Pagar, Associate Professor, Department of Geography. Dear student, I welcome all of you in this online lecture series on behalf of Maratha Vidya Prasara Samajas, KRT Arts, Beach Commerce and AM Science, popularly known as KTHM College Nasik. Dear student, this is our SYBSC Geography class, semester 4 and title of our subject is Environmental Geography Part 2. The paper code is 241. Dear student, today in this lecture we are going to discuss our topic number 2, that is environmental planning and management. And in this topic we have a subtopic, that is Forest Conservation Act 1980. Dear student, in previous lecture we have discussed detailed information about Wildlife Protection Act 1972. For this lecture, we have a study objective or learning objective, that is to discuss the Forest Conservation Act. Dear student, you know that the forests are one of the precious resources that nature provided to us. The whole ecosystem is dependent on the forest. The forest maintain the environmental stability and ecological balance. The natural forest with the vast variety of flora and fauna are hub of biodiversity. And you know that due to the forest, we are able to maintain ecological balance of our environment, and also the ecosystem that are depend directly and indirectly on this forest. You know that the forest play a very important role to keeping the maintenance of ecological balance of the environment. Dear student, as per the Indian State of Forest Report 2017, the total forest and the tree cover is in India to 24.39% of the total geographical area of the country. But you know that student, if you want to keep right proper ecological balance, then there should be the at least 33% area under forest is required. But as compared to this, our area under forest is very less. Therefore, there is a need to increase the area under forest to maintain the ecological balance in environment in India is very important. Forest sector is facing many challenges like forest fire, illegal cutting of trees, illegal grazing, encroachment of forest land, degradation of forest ecosystem, and so many things. So with this respect, you know that to maintain the ecological balance, for that purpose the conservation of forest is very important. Protection and the conservation of the forest cover in the country is very important. And dear student, for this purpose, to tackle this mentioned problem related with the forest, the government of India has formulated acts, rules and regulations from time to time. The Forest Conservation Act, that is 1980, came into force on 25th October 1980. Dear students, the basic objective of the act is regulating the conservation of the forest land to non-forestry uses and to maintain a balance between the developmental needs of the country and the conservation of natural resources. In this act, some correction also done time to time as per the requirement. For example, in 1981, 1998, 1992, 2003, and 2004, during this year, some correction was made in this act. Dear student, let us talk about the what was the objective of this Forest Conservation Act of 1980. The first very important objective of this Forest Conservation Act was to protect the forest, its flora, fauna, and the diverse ecological component that are very important if you want to keep ecological balance of our nation. To protect the forest and prevent the deforestation that will lead to land erosion and the subsequent degradation of the land. And for that purpose, this act was made. To prevent the loss of forest diversity is also very important. You know that the biodiversity is very important for the ecological balance of environment, and for that purpose, to protect this biodiversity, the loss of biodiversity is very important. For that purpose, this act was really very useful, and therefore it was implemented in India. To prevent the conservation of forest, the conversion of forest land into the agricultural land or to grazing lands or building of business or the residential units, that is very important. Especially I am talking about the, if you see the the land use pattern of the Indian city, most of the Indian city or the metropolitan city, there we observe that slowly the area of that urban center or urbanization is increasing day by day. And most of the city, you see that they use the area, what was the area was under forest, that was used for the construction of building, or maybe the agricultural purpose, or maybe the industrial purpose, or even the residential purpose. So therefore, such type of the damage or such type of the things are negatively affect on the area under forest. And therefore, for this purpose, to prevent the conversion of the forest into the various land use, to protect that, to prevent that purpose, this act was prepared. Another important things of this Forest Act, that the provision in the act to protect and the conservation of the forest. This is very important. What was the provision? The important provision of this act was the first is this act extend to the whole part of the India. It means these rules or the act is applicable for the all part of the India, and it's different. We have a numbers of the states and the territories in India. In that, for each and every area, this law is applicable. Second is the restriction on the use of forest land for non-forest purpose. This is also very important provision, and there is a restriction. We are not able to convert the forest land into the non-forest purpose. For that purpose, the special permission from the central government is important. So therefore, this is a very important provision that we have in this act. Another important provisions that restriction on the state government and the other authorities to converge the reserve forest into the non-forest area. That is also very important provision that we see in this act. If the state government or the other any authority need to use forest land for non-forest purpose, the prior approval from the central government must be taken, and without that approval, without that permission, we are not, even the state government is also not able to convert the forest land into the non-forest land, and that is also one important provision that we have in this act. Then another important provisions of this act is from the non-forest purpose activity, some activities are accelerated, like conservation, development and the management of the forest and the wildlife, namely the establishment of the checkpost, the fire lines, wireless communication and construction of the fencing, the bridge, dam, pipeline, and so many things. So these are essential requirement in forest area also. So for this purpose, only for this purpose, we can able to use some skills in the our acts. Otherwise, there is not possibility to convert forest land into the non-forest land. So this is one of the very important provision that we have, and that is also right thing, that if you want to conserve the forest, these all things are necessary to do in that forest area. So that purpose, this provision was made in our or mentioned in this our act. Dear student, then we have another very important provision. The central government has given power to constitution of advisory committee for grant or approval to use forest land for the other purpose. So mean that depend on this committee decision. If that committee decision is taken, yes, they can use this forest land for the other purpose. Then on the basis on the decision of this committee, then we can able to, if that committee is reject, then we are not doing anything. So therefore, this is also very important provision that we have in our act. There is a provision of penalty for breaking the rules of the act. Whoever break any rule of the act shall be punishable with a simple imprisonment for a period which may extend to the 15 days. That is very important, and that is required. You know that if you not do if you are not doing any punishment, then definitely to implementation of this act will be impossible. So therefore, this is a really very important provision that we have in our Forest Conservation Act. Then another important provision, the central government may make rules for the carrying out the provisions of this act. If there is a requirement, a special requirement for any purpose, then the government have a right. They can be changed any correction in that act. So this is a very good things that we have. That the time to time, so sometime we require some special needs that are relatively, that are maybe the impose the restriction through these acts. So therefore there is a provision that central government can change some correction in this provision. So therefore this the right is given to the our central government of India. Dear student, then another important provision: every rule made under this act shall be laid as soon as it is made. So whenever the government of India made some changes, immediately the changes will be applicable implementation of this act. So dear student, this was about the very important some provision that we have in our act. Let us talk about the number some problem that are facing in enforcing the agency this act in our India. The first is very important: lack of manpower in the regulatory agency as compared with the increasing rate of the industry. Yes, dear student, you know that the numbers of industry day by day increasing in India due to the industrialization. That process is growing very fastly in our country. So therefore, when you compare this process, the number of industry growing, and other hand, we don't have too much manpower to regulate this, regulating this all the or the implementation of this rule of this act. So therefore, there is a lack of the manpower. This is a really very important problem that we are facing to implement this act in India. Another important problem, that lack of technical knowledge which is required to enforce the regulation. So dear student, when we read all the articles that are given in the this act, then definitely you will understand that there is some technical words, the concept are there, and still the detailed information about this all act is available on internet, and even they published by the central government. But no, the proper meaning of some words and the knowledge detail about that we don't have. The most of the people don't have. Therefore, there is a technical some technical words are there. So lack of the technical knowledge which is required for enforce the regulation or this act. So therefore there is a problem to implement at some time this regulation or this act properly in India. That is also where we're facing the main problem. Another important problem is increasing the rate of corruption. This is a really very important problem that may become an obstacle or the obstacle to implement this act in our India. So corruption, that is the rate of corruption increasing day by day. We don't have any too much control on this problem. But dear student, what is required? We require to create the awareness in people to follow the rules and regulations which are laid down by the government of India in this act. So if we cooperate them, all the workers or the various agency or the people, the various the authorities, each and everyone that are related to this act, if they implemented this this away, or they give the respect to this law, this act, and if they help cooperate to implementation of this act in India, then definitely we can able to overtake this problem. Otherwise, it is very impossible to implement this properly act in India. Then we have the last very important, lack of the financial resource. That is also important. You know that if you want to implement this this act in India, then there is a need of some financial resources. But every time the government India is facing this problem. So therefore, these are the important problems that we are facing when we implement or enforce this act in India through the various agencies. Dear students, this was about today's lecture. In this lecture, we discuss about the Forest Conservation Act of 1980. In next lecture, we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Environmental Conservation in India. So, okay, thank you.